What's up out there? Welcome back to some more Internal Suffering. We are on episode 7. Now, it has been a week and we're on one day later, I guess, because it's, this is Wednesday and last Tuesday is when this whole event started. So a week later, and in a week's time, I'm up into the mid 80s for most of the melee stuff, 70s for magic and, prayer and prayers in the 80s, slayers in the 70s. I think that's pretty good. And we've got all these skills closed out down here, working on some other stuff. And the reason I say that is when I was getting up this morning, getting ready to make this video, I was and even like yesterday, I was kind of a little bit bogged down with this whole thing, thinking I'm just not getting the progress that I want. So I had to kind of put things into perspective because I want to be much, much further right now than I am. I would love to have the Slayer gear and the Slayer coin. I don't have enough Slayer coin to do anything right now. And it's kind of frustrating to me, but I had to stop and take a look at where we've been, how long it's taken to get here, and not how long it's taken to get here, how quickly we've gotten here, I guess. And I'm just checking my progress and thinking this is all right. You know what I mean? It's not as bad as I was thinking. I still like to be further, but I was kind of getting in a little bit of a rut because I'm not getting what I want as quickly as I want it. You know what I mean? And it's an idle game and all that, but this is kind of that mid-game bog where you get in there, you're like, oh, I could almost do that. And, ooh, I can almost buy that. You know what I mean? But it's like that extra grind. One thing that's helped out quite a bit is I was able to close out some of these obstacles that I've been lingering on, like this coal stones. I was able to get up enough salmon and then go steal up enough tomato seeds to buy this coal stones yesterday. That was cool. In the course of doing that, I was killing off the, oh God, what is that thing? It's over here in the arid plains, the sand beast. It took me a while to get to kill that thing. I could kill it, but it was taking a lot. I was taking a lot of damage and using a lot of food. So I kind of gave up fighting it. Well, now I've finally moved far enough forward that I could go collect that. I've tried the sandstorm ring. I'm iffy on whether I'm going to keep this and actually use it. The problem is you attack so quickly that you could be missing 3 or 4 times and connect 2 or 3 times before that thing's finished going through all of its cycle. It is a guaranteed hit. So when it hits, you do hit and you do damage. But the problem I have with it is that because you're attacking so fast, you're missing so many attack attempts. So I'm kind of iffy on whether I want to keep it or not. It doesn't do enough damage to really justify its use. And then it stops you from doing other damage. I could be hitting for much harder hits. I could be missing, but I could also be hitting a lot harder. I don't know. It's kind of, I'm not really sure if I like it or not because these attack speeds are high. I know it's not necessarily as great during the standard game, but especially once you get into the end game stuff, but it's not what it used to be. The thing used to be phenomenal, but I do have that. I did get this agility obstacle unlocked. So now I've got a little penalty to global skill, which sucks, but got that unlocked. I went ahead and unlocked this one. It's got -1 prayer point. I want to get this. I want to get this one here, this ice jump. Instead of this cave maze, but it's going to require crabs, and the problem is it's going to require 1,875 crabs, and I have no way to get those. Hang on for a second. I know you're going to tell me there's a way to get them, but I don't have cooking, so I can't get them that way. And the only thing I can get is raw crab everywhere. I can't get cooked crab. I can fish up the diamonds, which I kind of regret spending them all on bolts now, but I could have had that. If I'd have looked ahead, I could have had all the materials just sitting there waiting to purchase this, but I have a way of purchasing this. I just don't have a way of doing it now. So it's going to take a while. I'd love to get this one because it gives you, extra hit points, Slayer coin, and Slayer skill XP. The problem is the only way that I know to get the thing is to go into the shop here and get this resupply. This is 100,000 just to get 1,500 crabs. So to get the, let's see, I need, we'll do 12. That gives me 1,800. So I need 130,000, basically 130,000 Slayer to buy this and to enable me to buy that. It's going to give me some bolts and some, some light runes and some adamant arrows and whatever. It's going to give me some other crap, but that's going to be a 130,000 Slayer coin detour. Now I get 10% Slayer coin bonus off of it. So it's something to keep in mind, but that's kind of expensive to buy that when I really want this auto Slayer and I need to start buying some gear, which I'm going to hang up on the gear for a little bit until I actually need it, I guess. I don't know. This is starting to get really expensive on Slayer coin. And the problem is, like, this is about to tick over to my next task. I have to keep rolling new tasks to find the lowest. You're either killing 200-300 things or you're killing 50. And to get that 50 so things move faster, you have to keep re-rolling your Slayer tasks. And that's eating up a lot of Slayer coins. So it's just, again, I'm bogging down into that spot. And it's like, I really don't want to be here. I want to get through this. Fortunately, our Slayer level is moving up quickly. Let's see here. I did go through and beat the Air God dungeon. That is done. And I do have a piece of gear from it over here, but I can't equip it because I need 85 range and I'm only at 75. So I'd have a little bit better damage reduction and I'd have a little bit better way if I leveled up my range quite a bit further. And you can see I'm running a mix match of gear. I've got some ranged and some melee. With this whole odd gear situation, because the combat triangle's all goofy, this gives me magic defense and all that, and this gives me range defense and all, but I think the thing that trumpets everything is your damage reduction. So I've taken everything that's got the best damage reduction that I have. Oh, and I got my rune shield. I got upgraded my shield from Mithril, so I've got that. Like, it's total little victories along the way. But like, this is no hit point regeneration basically, which doesn't really matter. But if I was wearing the Slayer gear and had that on, it would negate some of that effect if I cared about it. What's really going to be important is like the Highlands. These things heal every so often. This accuracy is going to suck. The evasion ratings, the attack interval. These down here are the ones that you really have to negate. One thing I want to try this time is to go into this Shrouded Badlands. Again, this is 250,000 Slayer coin to get this. But I want to go into this thing, and I want to get this Dark Steel Dagger. And I'm going to try to get this. I started working on it yesterday. The Venomous Snake drops this Poison Dagger. And maybe once this is done. So I'm going to go in here and fight this guy for a minute. He does some decent damage. So if I want to work on, say, kind of going in different tangents here. Let's say I want to work on this. Throw this on here. Throw this on here. I know I could probably use some better arrows, get some more damage, but it's fine. I need a better bow too. I want to farm these guys up for the poison bow just because it drops poison on them. But what I want is the poison dagger. I really want to try this dark steel dagger. This thing causes bleed. Poison has a little tick down and bleed has like a constant tick down, and you're always just stabbing them and hitting bleed with it. So I really want to try this one out. But in the last speed run that we had, the thing that really held me back as far as melee went was the attack speed. Like, this attack interval is 0.25 here. I'm on rapid shot and I'm just blasting the hell out of these things. Magic is going to be similar because you can set your magic spell, the aura of, what is it? This one here, Surge. So you can take 0.2 off of your attack. If it's not already at 0.2, you can get it to 0.2. The fastest interval is like 0.2 or 0.25. It doesn't get any faster than that. But you want to be attacking as quickly as possible and getting off as many hits as you can. And the only way to do that is to get faster than these, than the monsters. And like, this is 0.55. My melee attack is 0.6. So unless I'm hitting it for a massive amount of damage and one-shotting it or two-shotting it, it's going to be better to hit it as much as I can with something else. like ranged. I get more attempts, more shots at it. If my accuracy was better, this thing would just be dying like crazy. So I need to work on getting a better bow and all that. But where was I going with that? The point is, with magic and melee, magic and ranged, you can get pretty quick attack intervals. With melee, there's not really one there. And I tried like two-handed swords and stuff like that, and it just slowed it way down. With that dark steel dagger, or the poison dagger, your attack rate is so fast, you keep up with the ranged and the magic. So that's what I want to try. And I ran out of time in the last event that we did that was like this. I didn't get a chance to kill off these spiders enough to get that sword. And I didn't think of it until the very end. So I'm pre-planning now that I want to go pokey stabby with that thing and just go bananas on it and see how it works. Same thing with this poisoned one. And for the same reason, I can get this off of this guy here. And at some point you can farm him for tasks. But I thought, you know what? These are fairly easy, and I'd like to get that ahead of time. And then once I start getting into some of this thicker stuff, I'll have a very quick melee weapon and just go bananas on them. Now, it does limit you to attack, so it's not good for strength or defense leveling these up. But, I mean, it is what it is. I don't even care at this point. I just want to get the thing and use more of it. That was a lesson learned from last time, is your attack speed is very crucial to getting through some of the in-game content, mostly Into the Mist and the very final area, the impending darkness thing. So not really much else to cover at this point. Today gonna work on these tasks here. This is what costs some money, is buying these, spending 5,000 in a shot, and then you get like 250 of them. So I'm going to try to get through these Slayer tasks today, at least 9 more of these strong ones to get this unlocked. And then I can start working on these. But I was thinking about this morning when I was taking a shower and getting ready to come in here and start filming. The other thing I want to do, and I think I want to do this now, level up some skills, because I still have attack, strength, and defense to go. I mean, I have all my skills, all my combat skills have to be leveled up, but I think I want to go into the Hall of Wizards and try to farm out some or all of this ancient gear, see what I can get out of there. And I want to go into this Dragon's Den and farm out some or all of the ancient Dragonhide stuff, and then go in here to the volcanic cave and spend some quality time with this thing and see if I can get some of this ancient gear. I know I'm going to start getting into these god dungeons. This air god dungeon was brutal. I had to hold down the heal button the entire time, because once you get past the first 2 or 3 mobs of stuff, the things were taking 40 or 50,000 damage, and I can only heal for 34. Or 32 or whatever it was at the time. So these things hit really hard. And of course, I really need to gear up off the volcano. I really could stand to get into the Infernal Cave and beat that and get some of those capes out of there. That gives you the best cape damage reduction there. But I tried the Water God dungeon, and I was getting stunned so often that it was taking so long to get through it. It just wasn't worth it. So I need to come back to that when I have some better gear. Of course, I can't try these until I get this one done. Really going to suck on the Fire God dungeon, and I'm probably going to die a few times. So I'd like to get it to where I can idle some of these God dungeons, but it's going to take leveling all this stuff up. I still need to keep working on the Slayer, because that's that's a whole other section. Like, I can't do I can do the God stuff, or I can do the Slayer stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you're just divided. And that's kind of where I was getting at with being bogged down. Like, got so many things to do, and I just need to be here, but I got that. I got to go get that. And the gear that you get out of the God dungeons would really help out on the Slayer stuff. And the Slayer stuff is not really going to do anything for the God dungeon, but you can't get to the end game without the Slayer stuff. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Plus, the third bank slot, third equipment set. I'm sorry, not bank slot, but the third equipment set takes 300,000 Slayer coins. So I need that too. again, I'd like to have Auto Slayer and just let it roll on maybe normal tasks all day, because I could throw this on melee and just let it rip all day long and not even attend it and get a few 100,000. You know what I mean? Like the Slayer requirements aren't terribly steep, and I could probably get them fairly quickly, especially if I get some of these other bonuses. It's just everything costs 100,000 Slayer, or 200,000 Slayer, or 300,000 Slayer, and it's just tough to get there, especially when you have to keep re-rolling. I may let some of these go a little bit longer. See if we got this thing yet. Probably not. I doubt we're going to see that anytime soon. Ooh, this dragon thing I'll hang on to. This will be good for, I can't remember which one it is. Say slash. That would be, I think that's the middle option. I don't know, whatever. Piece of dragon weapon is awesome because that's a little more damage as we start collecting things. Actually, I should start looking, whatever. So many different directions at once. Anyway, not to belabor this one, that's where we're going. We're going to be working on clearing up Slayer, getting into the Hall of Wizards and Dragon's Den and Volcano to gear up, because I really think I need to get some better gear and get the stuff upgraded and going so I can get through these Air God dungeons and survive. And especially now because I'm taking so much of a hit. And then I think overnight I'm going to work on skeleton fishing, which I did overnight tonight. I did a little bit of fishing for the magic fish, and I've been running agility here and there to level this thing up, and I'll try to hit 99 on this in the next day or so. Whenever I run out of things to do up here in combat and get bored or run out of food or something, I'll get this done. Anyway, that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.